be one of your New Year's resolutions for 2019, but what does it actually take to build a successful business? Delighted to discuss this, we're joined by Guy Tolhurst, entrepreneur and author of 100 Stories to Grow, and Aneeqa Khan, who runs a business that connects interior designers and commercial businesses with furniture manufacturers. Here is the book, of which, Aneeqa, you're on the front cover.
I am.
So tell us a little bit, 100 Stories of Growth. You've obviously done a lot of talking and a lot of travelling around. Give me the one best thing you learned from 100 people.
Well, Guy's the one who's actually interviewed the 100 people.
Thanks, Aneeqa. Well, yeah, a lot of research has gone into looking at all the founders across the UK, and it's a real diverse pool that we've gone out to. And there is no one key ingredient, so it's about deploying the right capital at the right time. And we look at capital in its broadest sense in terms of financial capital, emotional capital, human capital, and intellectual capital. And each journey is very, very different. And really, what we've uncovered through stories like Aneeqa's is each of these unique journeys. There are a lot of people around you to support you. And the idea behind the book was to signpost, motivate and inspire entrepreneurs to learn from the journeys of their peers and also seek out help along those journeys.
And those journeys aren't easy, are they? What's been toughest for both of you, who are both now successful entrepreneurs? What was the toughest bit about the journey to getting there? You and Aneeqa first.
The toughest part of the journey, I guess it's not one thing, it's just multiple different things along the way. So we're 4 years in as a business now, and every week there's something that comes up that's a new problem to solve. And I guess the resilience to continue through each of those problems is probably the toughest thing. It's not one thing and then once you're over that thing, it's great.
And Guy, what's the strain? You've talked about mental health suffering.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I was on this programme back in June talking about that. And entrepreneurship has become very, very fashionable. It's coming through from our universities, enterprise education, and that's great. You know, we've gone from being a nation of shopkeepers to being a nation of startups, which is fantastic because it teaches people a lot of broad skills. It's helping boost productivity at the time. But growing a business is not for the faint-hearted, and you need a lot of resilience. And entrepreneurs are determined, but it can be a very, very lonely journey. And often when you start a business or you're investing a lot of your time into building a business, you've brought the people around you along for the ride. So you've looked to your nearest and dearest support network to say, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to go and do this. So often when things are tough, it's hard to then turn around to them and say, actually, I'm really struggling with this. So it's about understanding where to really look for that help.
Did you go through that experience, Aneeqa? Because I think a lot of people look at successful business leaders and think, wow, they must be so headstrong all the time and they must have had hardly any problems and they don't need advice from anyone because they're successful. But it's probably not like that, is it?
Not true at all, no. I think again, there's constantly problems, and so it's constantly difficult. But that's the challenge. With the challenge comes the excitement, the ability to be independent, pave your own way, and so I guess that's the excitement for a lot of people. I think you do have to be pretty headstrong to start your own business because to carry on and be resilient through, I think you do need a firm vision and to really believe in what it is that you're doing. And for that, you do need to be headstrong. But that's not to say that it's easy for anyone who's starting. It's never easy. And if someone says that it is, I think they're just lying. It just isn't easy.
Yeah.
If people are looking to kick off their ventures in the new year with all their good intentions, what would be your one bit of advice, Guy?
Get the right people around you, sort of build that support network. And the idea with this book is that if you know somebody who's kicking off a startup, or whether it's a side hustle or a full-time pursuit or part of a portfolio career, entrepreneurship is everywhere. So the idea behind this book is to inspire people to learn from their past and their peers. So look around you if you are thinking of building a business and see what your support network looks like.
Aneeqa, what would be your advice?
I'd say make a decision that you definitely want to do it and think long and hard about that, because as Guy said, it's very fashionable now to be an entrepreneur, or it's seen as quite a sexy industry to go into. And so make that decision to begin with, and then if you've decided to do it, actually go for it. Put all your eggs in one basket and make it happen.
Be brave.
Be brave, exactly.
Okay, great stuff. Well, Guy and Aneeqa, thank you for coming in and speaking to us. 100 Stories of Growth, how they did it out now, I'm guessing?
It is indeed.
Just in time for Christmas. You can pop down and get one. Hey.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to both of you. Thank you very much for coming to speak to us. Really appreciate it. Jackie's got an update of today's sport. What's happening, Jackie?